Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Bima's Crafty Corner. This is the Crafty Corner. I am Bima, better known as Els, and we are working on an album journal. I know, sounds a little weird. Doo-doo-doo. So, the reason we're calling this an album journal is because we're using a scrapbook album. This is a pre-made scrapbook album. It has 5 fins on the inside. And so we're using these. And then we have these. These are from Heartfelt Creations. They're called pocket and flip fold inserts. And there's a whole bunch of them. And some of them are really huge. They're like 21, 22 inches long. And so we're using these to make some flips and things. And we're also using just, regular paper. And let me put this away. Hi, kitty. Would you like to come say hello? Would you like to come say hello? No, just give you some treats and leave you the hell alone? Okay. Hi, Miss Arlene. Come on. There you go. Treats. There's her name. Get down. Go on. Go on. I'm not going to move it. You can get down. I won't move my knee. Go on. There you go. Okay. So the one that we're using is black. And we have gone through, this is one of the fins. We went through and we took the fin and we added a flip to it. So now it opens up and it's got a couple of journaling cards on the inside, some writing space, journaling card on the outside. And we've done kind of the same thing to all of these. This one has just a pocket and then writing space on the back. That is a signature that we're working on. I don't know where today's signature. Oh, maybe over there. I don't know. I lost it. This fin has a belly band on the back of it, a journal card. When you open this one up, there's a little envelope in here that you can put stuff in, and a pocket that it goes into. And then this one flips up, which gives us writing space at the top. And then there's a journal card here, writing space on the back, writing space here. You can, of course, write here if you want to. All kinds of little spots to write. Over here, we have the door to 221B Baker Street. And when you open it up, you're in the living room. We have a little flip here. This is part of our flip pieces. Writing space. Little journal card on the back. This little piece right here is another one of our flips. You open that up. It's got a paper clip on it. This is the signature that I'm doing off camera. And then there's this flip here that's got a little journal card in it. When you turn it over, it's got a belly band on the back. So we are working on signature A. Bag of goodies. And it appears that I have lost signature A. There it is. Over there in that basket, which is all... I'm not sure how this happens. But we are working in here. We just have a few pages left to do. So we're going to finish this one up hopefully today. And then I will not be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day that my daughter graduates from high school. And I have waited literally 36 years to see this happen. Because she did not graduate when she was supposed to. And I didn't think she'd ever find the time to go back to school. And she did. And she completed her high school degree. And so she already has a college degree, 2 of them. But she never finished high school. And she always wanted, it was something she always wanted to do. How do you look at your own kids and go finish high school when you didn't? You look at them and go, finish high school. I've got a college degree. That's what I did. Whoa. So I get to go down tomorrow and watch my daughter graduate. And I get to listen to them say, please hold your applause until the end. And then I can go, no. I'm going to be loud and obnoxious when they call her name. like really loud and obnoxious. I'm going to bang pots together if I can get them in there.
Sorry, man. We don't allow those in here.
Air horns, whistles, you know, the whole shebang. I'm going to be obnoxious. Because that's my baby girl, and she's finally graduating, you know? And I'm proud of her. She did it. Hi, Michelle. That's right. Hold Your Plus does not cover hooting and hollering. What can I say? All right. So this is London Bridge, and I like it. We're going to put it right there because it even blends in. You can't see. It just looks like the drawing. So we're going to put it right there. So let's see if the glue's going to work today. We'll start with nice. Hi, Mr. Glue Bottle. How are you? Then we'll go into vicious. I'm not even going to ink this because I really want it to just kind of blend in. Nope. All right, you little son of a...
Yes.
Come on. We tried being nice. It didn't work. See? This glue bottle is a masochist. It just needs to be yelled at and called names and degraded, and then it works. All right. So I'm going to put this right there along the top of the page. Just like that. I like it. Oh, he's back. Hi, baby. He gave Mike such a look the other day. I went to bed early, like 10:30, and it was the night we got home from our trip. So I'm in bed, and Harry's snuggled between the pillows, and he's guarding me. Mike comes in and leans over, and I feel this weirdness, so I kind of startle awake, and I look up, and Mike's leaning over me, and he's like, "Better not be waking her up, fur face." And all of a sudden, I'm like, he gets this dirty look on his face. He's like, she was sleeping and you woke her up, fat man. Can I have my journal? Can I have my journal? I'll just take my journal. Thank you. Okay. Now you can say hello. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. I know. Mommy left you for a long time, huh?
I've got nothing for either.
I know. Put that down. Nobody wants to see it. I'm even allowed to give him kisses right now. He's kissing on me. The one-eyed bastard. Yeah. Hi, baby. Yes. Yes. And everybody says hello. Yes. All right. You got to get down. Come on. Get down. Mommy's got to work. I have to work, baby. I have to work. I'm working right here at the desk. I promise. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Get down. Come on. Get down. Do I have to call Daddy? I'm calling. He's in trouble. He woke you up. I'm mad at him. As soon as I get a chance, right to the side of the head. I'll make a deal with you. Why don't you get on the back of my chair? Come on. You can get on the back of my chair and keep me grounded, okay? Go on. Get up there. Ooh. There you go. All right. We got a deal. Stop doing that. Thank you. Hey, I love you. He's like, yeah, I love you too, fat lady. All right. Just a little dressing up this page, not a lot, because it's all for writing. And he's off. No, he's going to lay behind me and stare at Daddy. And stay away from her. I don't trust you. She went out in the garage with you, and the garage ate her. 3 days. $300 treat times. That one over there in the kitchen, she's broken.
Yep. That schedule is not used to all day treats. I give them to them twice.
This basket ate my scissors. They're there.
Both times he stopped yelling, so I thought I did something right.
No, it was right around the time you forgot about me. He's like, I miss my human. I miss my human. I miss my. Oh, what? What am I missing? I don't know. Nothing. I'm not missing anything. Okay. All right, ink on Baker Street. All righty. Need some washi tape at the top. Yep. Needs a little washi tape. Good.
Orange juice.
That woman cannot not flap her gap in the morning. And I'm over here trying to do the, pretend I'm awake thing. She's just yada, 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 yada. I love her. I really do. But there are times that I want to kill her. I want to unalive her.
No, not me.
Okay. Just making sure that I don't have any of the stick glue on there, because otherwise, it could stick to the next page. We don't want that. All right. So then we have this one. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. I don't know. What do I want to do here? No idea. No stinking idea. back in the kitty cave. Which means he should be snoring soon. Okay. Ink. Forgot what I was doing there for a second. Do 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 do. We'll put glue on it. I know. I should just glue stick it, but I don't wanna. Now this one needs some washi tape. Hi, Miss Christine. This has like no stick to it at all. See what I mean? Which is why we use glue. Because it has no stick. All right, let me grab my bone folder here. Yeah. Okay. So Nicole's in here. She just can't, for whatever reason, it's telling her that she has to be a subscriber. And she checked and she is a subscriber. So she's unsubscribed and resubscribed, which means she now has to wait 5 minutes in order to talk. But she's here. No. Hold on. She wants to know if I banned her. Yes, Nicole, we couldn't handle you anymore, so we shut you out. I'm going to do this. Take this piece off of the bottom of that piece. We're going to use it right here. We're just going to make a little pocket out of it. So let me ink this. Okay, so we have that. Now we need a little tag or something for that. We have this one. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to back that real quick. And then we'll go ahead and add it in. What did I just drop? Excuse me. Sorry. Hi, guys. Where's that piece of paper? Oh, it's down here. I know it is. It was. There it is. Okay. Stand up. Okay. I don't see Carla. Let me check. Check. There's something weird going on with chat today. Okay. So we're waiting for Nicole. She thinks we banned her. Arlene, you didn't randomly ban people, did you? Never. She would never do that. No, I did not say she was here. All right, let's cut that out. And then we'll cut it out. You know. Yes, Yellow Submarine. That's the song of the day. In a purple submarine, purple UFO, purple UFO. Well, Nicole's finally here. Hi, Nicole. It's about time. We were all going to start talking crap about you. All right. Oh, please. Yeah, I have so many subscribers that I can just start banning people left and right, just for the hell of it, you know? I have Arlene, the band slammer, over there doing it for me. Arlene doesn't even decline things in the group without asking. Seriously. All righty. Look at that. That goes in there. Now we need a little something. A little something. A little something. So let's look and see what we got. A little something. All right, we just dumped all of that on the floor. Fabulous. Fabulous. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this out of here. You know, when Arlene and I have nothing to do, we sit around and we ban people. Okay. We're going to put this right here. No, it doesn't fit, but we're putting it in anyway. Look, I'm in a mood today, okay? Deal with it. All right, what are we going to do over here, guys? I think we need, let me see what we've done, and then we'll decide if there's something that we want to do. Let me see. That's okay. That's good. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. That's good. Yeah. All right. I'll go with that. That's all right. Like that. What did we do? Oh, I'm like trying to get it apart. It's a flip. Dirter. Okay, that's That's all right. That's good. I like that. That's good. Yes. That's good. Cute. All right. Yes, yes. Moriarty. Yes. Turning. Little journaling space. Dear Watson. That piece. Okay, look at this. That. Turn this page, and we have this. What to do here? Oh, no, he didn't. See, I think it's amazing that people think that just because they're online, that they have like complete anonymity and they can do anything they want. So they become abusive and rude. And that you as a mod, you're just supposed to take that. Let me think. Nope. But they seriously think that you're just supposed to take that and deal with it and no. Hi, Miss Maury. I have a friend that I mod for. It's a debunker channel. And he doesn't do a lot of lives. But when he does do a live, he gets a lot of people in there. And debunkers get, they kind of get a bad rap, because I don't know, there's people out there that think that and I believe in the paranormal, but I want concrete evidence, I don't want parlor tricks. But there are people out there who, they watch some of these debunkers, some of these ghost hunting shows, and they believe. They believe in every toe tap, every, floating table. And a lot of the thing is that a lot of that equipment that ghost hunters use has been debunked. Like the equipment's no good. Yeah, sort of like that. Okay. Yeah, I understand you, Nicole. You got it. I lose the English language all the time. So does Michelle. We've had some really weird conversations. But there's like an app. It's called Spirit Talker. You can get it on your phone. Now, everybody uses this damn thing, but it's been debunked. It only says words that you program into it. So if you're on a site on an investigation and you say in your prelim, well, there was a young girl here named Sally, and she was attacked by demons, and so she haunts the house. You can put Sally and demons and haunt into the spirit talker, and it's randomly going to spit those words out. And so the debunkers, they make it a point of looking for evidence beyond those apps. Oh my God, one of my favorites is the SLS camera from the Wii game. Somebody said that if you take that camera and you take it off the game and you use it, that it can detect spirits. And it draws these stick figures and says that's a spirit. Well, the thing is that the way the program is written, it looks for, because that's what it's supposed to look for, is people. So it looks at, if you've got a straight line, like a counter, the edge of a counter or something, it automatically assumes that that's part of a person. And so it draws in a person. There's nothing about that app that is truthful. It is searching for certain things. And when it locks onto something that's close, it goes, okay, I like it. And that's it. Now you have an outline of a person. Is it really a spirit? No, it's just an interpretation of the camera. But we get a lot of, and there's people. There are people out there, guys, that, they believe that. They have recently lost a family member or a loved one, or, and they're grieving. And these ghost hunting channels, they make it sound like, you can use these apps to talk to your family and your relative and your loved one, and you can't. Yeah. Yeah, once we die, we become stick figures. Absolutely. It's that whole, you're in the best shape you've ever been. Well, you lose a few pounds. But, I feel bad for some of these. And then sometimes some of these people, they have mental health issues, and so they think they're being haunted. Well, they're not being haunted. They have issues. I know I have issues, but they have issues, and taking advantage of those issues to make what equates to about a 30-minute video on YouTube for likes. There's a couple reputable ghost hunters out there. But they're few and far between. Jason Hawes, of course, from Taps, he's still in the game, and he's reputable because he looks at things and he goes, nope, that's not what it is. It's this. And he gives you the alternative. He tells you what it is. If he hears a noise or they find something, they debunk that and they go for that first. But there's some people out there. There are some people out there that no matter what, They want that almighty buck. And that's the thing that people don't understand. These people watch these things and they're like, oh, they heard ghosts. They did this. They did. No, 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 no. People, they make money on that channel. The more people that watch it, the more views they get, more revenue. So if you're watching a ghost channel and they're constantly getting ghosts, like every time, I'm thinking they might be a fraud. Just saying. It's up to you to decide, but I'm thinking if you're watching a ghost hunting channel and they get a ghost every time, might be fraudulent. But I was in there and there was a guy. They get a lot of like people that are diehard fans of certain groups. And so when the debunkers go live, they come in droves, basically to cause them trouble, call them names and that kind of thing. And so I spend the whole time I'm in there just bamming people. And it's not even, it's just, putting them in timeout really, because it's just a way of saying, hey, knock it off. There's other people in here. Let's be sensitive. And, if you can't be, this is your warning. If you can't be sensitive, then I'm going to throw your ass out of here. Sometimes they get the hint. Sometimes they don't. Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, yes, there is. They get super chats. They get their regular payments from commercials and stuff. They get from the advertisers. They get people that go in there and they think they're real and they join their Patreons and no. Then they become a member of the channel. Then there's then some of the ghost hunters go, oh, well, if you like this one, you're really going to like this one. But it's behind a paywall. You have to pay for that one. It's a scam. Most ghost hunters out there are ridiculous. I got to tell you, some of the worst. The twins, horrible. Zach Baggins, oh my God. Oh, let me tell you something. Zach Baggins has his haunted museum. When he bought it, it was a lawyer's office. Before that, it was a doctor's office. Been in that building many times. It's not haunted. There's no seances going on in there. There was no witchcraft. It was legal. Literally, it was a private home. And then it became an office building. A doctor's office. And from a doctor's office, it became a law office. And when the law offices moved into a bigger building, Zach Baggins bought that building. It's in a sketchy neighborhood. It's about a half a mile off the strip. In a very sketchy neighborhood. And nothing in there is real. Yeah. They say shit like that, and then the donations just start popping in. So, yeah, they prey on people. And I get it. YouTube is for, free creative, but YouTube should have like some kind of rules that are like, you have to, on shit like that, you have to put, this is for entertainment purposes only. And they don't. There's one group that freely admit that they are filmmakers first and foremost. And then they go out and they do these ghost hunts. And they have been caught so many times hiring actors to say that they live someplace that's haunted. They have gone in where people have a history of mental health issues, and they go in there and the person's like, oh, my house is haunted, and tells them all this stuff. And then they feed that. So, and you can see them doing it. They feed it and they feed it and they feed it until the people are talking about, well, there's a demon in the house. And the paranormal twins, they're the worst. Those two. Oh my God. Twin Paranormal is what I think it's called. Those two are some of the worst. I have to tell you, though, what was really funny was when they started finding bodies out here at Lake Mead. All of a sudden, this lake that, honestly, I've been camping on for 20 years. Up until about 10 years ago, my kids would go down there and they would paddleboard and all kinds of stuff down there. All of a sudden, it's haunted. It has a haunted history. Never heard that before they started draining the lake and found the barrel. One barrel. They found a total of like 3 bodies out there, okay? One was a drowned victim. Maybe we should use one of these. We do have these. Maybe. I don't know. Let's put them over here and we'll think about them. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They buy targeted lists and everything. It's just, okay, this is how this works. And it feeds off of itself. There was a guy, and I don't remember his name, but he was an old guy and he said he was a psychic. And he had like crazy white hair and this big bushy mustache. Anyway, he said that the Queen Mary was haunted. Well, here's the thing. The Queen Mary's not haunted. If you know anything about the history of the Queen Mary, what you know is that in the mid-'80s, Disney managed the Queen Mary. Because the Queen Mary is, it's a business. And the city did not want to manage it, so they hired, they contracted it. And the person who got the winning bid on it was the Disney Corporation. Yeah, every lake must have one body. I think it's a prerequisite to being a lake. Sorry, you're just a pond. You don't have a body. Oh, now you got a body. You're a lake. Anyway. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. So, where is it? I'm looking for something specific, and I know it's in here. So anyway, so this guy, he went into the Queen Mary, and he started talking about how haunted it was. Well, if you know anything, you know, excuse me, that Disney managed it for a long time, and their Imagineers haunted the ship. They went in and they literally haunted it. They made it so that things moved. Doors opened on their own. You would hear noises, tapping, that kind of thing. Well, when they left, when their lease was up, they decided they did not want to renew it. So they left and the city took it back over. Well, the city went, yeah, it's already there. Let's leave it. So the Queen Mary was haunted by Disney, by the Disney Imagineers, and that stuff just stayed in place. That the ship is not haunted. It's not. It's just, maybe we'll do this as a flip. No, maybe we'll do a flip with one of these. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Hi, Roseanne. So the Disney Imagineers go in, they haunt the ship. They install all of the stuff that they need, and then they bill it as a haunted ship. People come in droves to stay on the Queen Mary in a haunted ship. All of a sudden it went from, and we take out the people that died when it was a hospital ship in World War II. If we take those people out, there's only 3 reported deaths on the ship. 3. All of a sudden, there's thousands of people that have died on that ship. Well, there weren't even thousands of people that died on that ship when it was a hospital ship. The only way you got on that ship was if they knew you were going to make it home. If you were so badly injured that they didn't think you were going to make it home, they kept you in Europe for treatment. They weren't going to put you on the ship and put you out in the middle of the ocean where you have minimal treatment. The people that were on that ship were people that had gunshot wounds that had already been tended to and cleaned and were dressed. And they basically just needed to have their dressings changed as they went home, but they were mobile. They were okay. It was not life-threatening. It was a shot in the arm kind of thing. Those are the people that were on that ship. So tens of thousands of people did not die on that ship. 3 people did. But the city hired that psychic guy to come on the ship and reveal the ghosts of the Queen Mary. And he did. Oh, somebody drowned here at the pool and, they're throwing things at us. And no, they're not. There's actually a ghost cam. Did you know that? There's a ghost cam on the Queen Mary. In the pool. Go into Google and put in Queen Mary Ghost Camp. It'll come up. It's been up for years. It's a camera, and it has a live chat, and it just is pointed at and then people will write in, oh, I think I saw a face on the right. Yes, you did. It's called pareidolia. It happens. When your mind is looking at something, when your eyes are seeing something and you're just staring at it for long periods of time, your mind starts to make things up like faces, because we want to find faces because that's, comforting to us. But it was ridiculous. But it's not haunted. Jason Hawes and Ghost Hunters
Hey, Craig,
taps. They stayed there, and they actually caught them sneaking into the rooms from the servants' halls in the back and doing stuff so that the cameras would pick it up, because they were told by their bosses to keep that haunted
greatly appreciated. We can be reached 24/7 at 1-855
atmosphere going. But my brother was actually head of security on the Queen Mary for Disney for several years, and the ship's not haunted. And while we're on that subject, H.H. Holmes was not a serial killer. He did not kill dozens and dozens of people. He maybe 3. He claimed to have killed dozens and dozens of people. Mostly he was just a con man. I like this. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it. I could use it in this book. I could. It's the right time period. I don't know. Yeah, see, something like that, that's going to be legitimate. But, where it's not something people are pushing. I don't know what I want to do on this page, guys. I don't know. I'm stumped. Could put a pipe on it. Then I don't know. Great, just throw things on the floor. Oh yeah, he's destroyed it. So people always aside from the fact that my brother worked on the Queen Mary, my mother's cousin, Teresa, her husband, Bob, the only other people in our family, in my mom's family, to leave the East Coast was cousin Teresa and her husband Bob and their children, Diane and Bobby. And the reason they moved was because he was a specialist in basically old architecture. And he was part of the build team, the design team that went in and haunted the Queen Mary. And then well, he also helped build California Adventure. I know, because we had free tickets to the park the whole time he worked for them. He lived right there across the street. How was my vacation? Well, it was okay. I mean, I had a great time. I got to meet Michelle, in person, which was fantastic. And I got to spend a few hours with her. I'll go back when I can spend more time. This was just she needed a hug, and I needed to go up there and give her a hug. And, but we'll get to spend more time together when I go back up. And it's like, no, I'm not doing it. So that part of the trip was fantastic. There were some hiccups. One, Southern California is definitely not a place to find mixed media items. I don't know if they just don't put them in their thrift stores, or if people just throw it out, or I don't know what the deal is, but they didn't have a whole lot of anything in their thrift stores. Like, it was all clothes. That was it. Clothing. Which, is okay, but come on. So we didn't find a lot. Usually when I get home, guys, I can take you on a tour of a room full of stuff. And this one, I did right here on the desk. It took about 20 minutes. Not a lot. But that's okay. Sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. And, I did not get lucky this time. But that's okay, because there's always next time. And there will be a next time. I'm going to actually go probably next month. On another scavenger. And I don't know if I might go go north. I might go down to Arizona, go south, go see Janie. I haven't seen Janie in a while. Maybe I'll go see Janie. But, I do estate sales here in Vegas. I have people that watch these things for me. And so I do a lot of estate sales and moving sales and that kind of stuff. And matter of fact, just before I left, I got a really good moving sale. Might turn into another commission. But like, I really like rescuing stuff before it goes into a landfill. You know what I mean? And so I make it a point of doing that, going to thrift stores and stuff where I know that stuff is going to go in the garbage. But we did a couple of thrift stores, and I'll be honest, what they had should have been in the garbage. There was not a lot of good stuff there. Yeah, some of it was really questionable. Like, I think it's at its end of its life. Let it go. I know they put their good stuff online. No, some of these places, I don't think they had any good stuff. Honestly. I don't think there was good stuff. I think it was crap. Crap. And I have to tell you, a lot of them were just small mom and pop kind of shops. And it's like they've had the same shit in there forever. It's been here forever. What do we got here? This is not straight. All right, 2 inches. Let's go 2 1/4. I'm gonna get the bigger cutter because I need, And that is literally right at 8 inches. Let's see. Yep. So let's do some at 7 3/4. Yes, aren't you happy I gave you a new Dobie?
Yeah, right before I leave.
All right, let's see. That'll work. Let's ink this sucker. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh my God. Some of it, ridiculous. When thrift stores are selling stuff for more than what
You gotta go outside?
it's sold for originally, there's a problem here. And there were a couple of places that we went into, and one of the things I always do just to see, what kind of shop I'm dealing with, is I always look at some clothing, because I'm looking at clothing that I happen to know is like Walmart and Walmart and Target. And so I know what the price point should be. And when I go in there and I'm looking and I see a t-shirt that I know sold at Walmart for $4.97, $4.96, that's their price point, $4.96. Target is $7. And I see that, and then I see that they have it for $6.99. I generally get the idea that, most of the things in there are going to be a little overpriced. And I'll tell you why, and this is what they're doing. They're hiring people to price their stuff. Okay, fantastic. You got your stuff priced. But the problem is that they're hiring people to price their stuff. And the people that are pricing their stuff are looking online to see what it's listed for. Well, that's fantastic, except it's not what it's listed for, folks. It's what it sells for. You can ask anything you want, but that's not going to guarantee that that's going to be what it's going to sell for. So what they're doing is they're going on and they're looking to see what that item is listed for. And then that's what they set their price at. Well, somebody's got it listed for $387. Let's list ours at $387. Okay, but if you look at the sell history on it, they're actually only selling for $40, you know. So they're shooting themselves in the foot. Because it doesn't really matter what people are listing an item for. It really only matters what they're selling that item for. And if they're not selling it for the price that's listed, and you're trying to get, you know, that price, nobody's going to buy it. So stop doing it. But they won't. Nope, nope, nope. And so you have all these people, you know, that you go into thrift stores and they're pricing people right out of the thrift store. Thrift stores are supposed to be for people that are struggling, you know. But the problem is that you've got so many resellers now. Like those book people, oh, they're the worst, guys. The book people, the worst. You know who I'm talking about because you've seen them. They're in there with their phones and they're picking every book off the shelf, one book at a time, and they're scanning it. The reason they're scanning it is because they're trying to see if it's going to sell at a profit over what they're charging for this. The problem is, yeah, please. But because you're in there doing that, the thrift stores are jacking up the prices on everything that's in there. Clothes, shoes. I mean, I get it. I used to, you know, go into the thrift store and they would have like Adidas in their boutique section. Put it in your boutique section. If you really think it's worth money, put it in your boutique section. Stop trying to sell it on the floor at that price and jacking up the price for everything else just because that one item, you know, is worth something. And it's only worth something if someone wants to buy it. Let's be honest. But now they're just jacking everything. All right, 3 3/4 by 2, 3, 5 1/4. Well, that's totally small. There we go. Well, no, Arlene, they don't throw it in the trash. Trust me. Okay. So what happens to your thrift store stuff once it's been in the store? All right. So here's what happens. If it is an item that they have in their boutique section and it's out, the tag is done, and they typically run their tags for 5 to 6 weeks. Okay. So if that color tag is out and they pull that item, they're going to do one of two things with it. One, they're either going to re-tag it and put it back out for another 6 weeks, or they're going to package that up and send it to a different store somewhere in the city or in the state. Typically what they do with their stuff is when it goes out, when it's out of date for the shop,
This is Mike with Cox Business Advanced Technical.
they do what's called a rag out.
How you doing today,
Okay.
sir?
And that is where they go out and they pull all of the soft goods.
I got your internal ticket number here.
They put them in bins and then they take them in the back and they have a baler. They put them all into the baler and they bale these things. And these bales are like 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet. They're huge. They load those onto those trucks that are behind the store, and that is where they sit. Now, soft goods include clothing, bedding, shoes, purses. That's it. Purses, shoes, bedding, clothing. Curtains, that kind of stuff. If it's soft and squishy, that's considered soft goods. And
Actually, I was here to let you know that it looks like this has been referred over to our fiber team that found the damage.
yeah, I've been to the outlets. They're fun.
They've got contractors set up to make repairs and the strands replaced. Sure. Just figured
So,
I'd save you some reading time.
All of those go into the baler. And the baler then creates these bales. The bales get pulled by a forklift and put onto trucks. Once that truck is full, and they are plain wrap trucks, trailers. They don't advertise that it's Goodwill or anything like that. Once it's full, they take that down to any one of 3 or 4 different port areas.
Unfortunately, I do not. However, that was
Fill the dumpster.
as of about 7 a.m. this morning. So, I haven't got any update of any other kind since then. My assumption at this
and what
point
happens is they sell that
they're
to
on
what's
site.
called a rag
They're doing their
dealer.
thing, but
Now,
I don't have any definitive statements making it happen.
I'm gonna let you know. We'll see.
Nothing saying so. Common sense would say, yeah, they're probably on site
Savers,
right now
which is
doing
probably
stuff,
one of the
but I
bigger
don't
thrift
have
stores in the
anything
country.
to do.
Savers,
Yeah.
Goodwill. Goodwill gets their
Much less
donations
easier.
direct. Savers, they get their donations. They pay for
All
them.
right.
They don't actually get donations per se. They have to pay a charity for them. That's how they keep a status that they have. They're not a nonprofit, but a portion of their, they write stuff off. A portion of them is nonprofit. And so what they do is they separate their
Okay.
items into hard goods and soft goods. Hard goods are 15 cents a pound. Soft goods are 37 cents a pound. They pay that money to the charity. Then they turn around and they sell that. So they're paying 37 cents a pound, which is
All right.
a pair of jeans is about a pound and a half. So they're paying about 60 cents for a pair of jeans. And then they're selling it for $6 to $10.
It's quite the length since they put the last one in here.
When they're done,
So I'll just
and
put
it's
it
been
on
there
order.
for
We'll talk
5 to
you
6
in.
weeks, that's when they put it in the baler, and then they turn around and they
My
sell it to
pleasure.
a rag dealer
Technical support.
for
Yeah,
40
so
cents a pound.
fantastic data.
more than what they paid the charity for it. 40 cents a pound. The rag dealer then turns around and he sells it for about 50 or 60 cents a pound, either to another charity that provides clothing for third world countries, or to organizations that take the clothing and they break it down and make paper out of it, like cloth paper and stuff like that. So that's what happens. It doesn't actually end up in landfills. It gets sold 5 or 6 or 7 times down the road. Hard goods, those end up in the landfill. That's it. Done. So if you donate something, unless it's computers, if it's computers or there's certain types of ones that have gold in them, those they actually take to a processing center that extracts the gold. Yeah. Yes, and if it's a charity that has the ability to do so, they will send it to an outlet center, a thrift outlet. And most of what you get there is like, it's stuff that's been through the ringer. Why? Because if it's Goodwill, Goodwill puts it in one store. If it doesn't sell, they box it up, they send it to another store. That store then sends it to a different store. That store then sends it to another store. That store sends it to another store. And eventually it makes its way to an outlet center, because not all states have outlet centers. California does not. Southern California does not. So their stuff gets shipped to Arizona, Texas, I think. So there's regionals. And there is stuff that has been in thrift forever. Well, Goodwill unfortunately has a really bad reputation. Mostly because they don't give a shit, and they're not actually, charity. They're more about paying their CEO. All right, so that is section A, guys. Done. We're gonna go ahead and put that in here. It's gonna go right there, and then we are going to start on section B, but not tomorrow. I won't be here tomorrow because I got to go watch my baby graduate. 36 years later. Thank you. Okay, so 36 years later, I'm going to watch my little girl graduate. I'm going to raise all kinds of hell, make all kinds of noise, and let her know her mama's in the room there. Keep my grandchildren in line. Because, yeah. All right, but I will be here tomorrow night for our craft with me. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we'll figure it out. We're gonna do something. We're gonna make something. I don't know what we'll do. Might do some book page pockets or something. I think I need some of those. So we might do some of those. I don't know. What else? Well, I'm going to try and actually go live on Facebook from her graduation. It's going to be at the Orleans Casino, so, which is kind of Las Vegas's catch-all. They take everything. So, hopefully, I will get that done. I'll be able to get that up and post it, and then I'll be back tomorrow night for mixed media. So I will be here tonight for art therapy. Yes, tomorrow's craft with me. So hopefully I'll be back for that. If I get home tomorrow and I have a chance after her graduation, I'll go live for a little bit and we'll work on the book. Okay. All right. Pizza Fridays in T-Ball. Yay. Yes, bring gloves. It's nasty. And one of those grabby sticks too, or a cane. Use your cane. I remember I took a certain somebody there the first time, and scared the crap out of her. It's kind of funny. that point forward, every time we went, I was just like, you just stand over here to the side and stay out of the damn way. Because they bring them out and people just dive in. They don't care. And then they argue over who got the shoes, you know? They all wait to see if the other one throws the shoe back. It's hysterical. All right, so that's it. So if you're new here and I have not offended you, give me a while. I will. Go ahead and hit the button. Find out. And check out the Q Ninja tab here on the YouTube channel, or scoot on over to my Facebook group. There's links in the description box below. Also, check out my Ko-Fi for some free digitals. And you can pick up some stuff and, you know, maybe support the channel over on my Patreon. And I'm going to be definitely going to be on tomorrow at some point because I have something to show you guys. And it has to do with this big old stack of jelly prints that I picked up from Miss Michelle. This is something that she and I are collaborating on. And so I'm going to show you guys. I'm not showing you now, but I'm going to show you guys tomorrow what that's all about. Okay? All right. So until then, stay inside, stay hydrated, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.